in the murder of Nomvula Chenene will appear in court today. Her body was discovered in a shallow grave in a shack in Orange Farm. Police were tipped off by the partner of the 36-year-old suspect. Chenene, who's the sister of former Bafana midfielder Bennette Chenene, was last seen in December. eNCA reporter Mandoba Mchunu joins us live with the latest from Orange Farm. Mandoba, good morning. What more do we know about the gruesome murder of Nomvula Chenene?
Well, Mfudo, what you're seeing here are some of the gender activists as well as the LGBTQI community that are here outside the eNCA Magistrates Court, where the suspect is expected to appear today. What we know so far, Mfudo, is that this incident happened around December. In fact, that's when Nomvula Chenene, who is the sister of the soccer star and former Bafana captain, or rather former Bafana star Bennette Chenene, went missing in December. And what we know so far is that the family had been searching for her since, unable to find where she was. That's up until Saturday when police in Everton received a tip-off. In fact, we understand that a partner of the suspect had gone to the police and informed the police that her partner had killed and buried a woman in their shack where they were staying in Orange Farm. And she had told the police then that she believes that the victim was Nomvula Chenene, who had gone missing in December. So the police then went to that particular house, and they had then dug up that bedroom. We believe that it was paved at the time. He had put concrete on top of where he had buried her in a shallow grave, and that's where the police then were able to dig and make that gruesome find of a woman's body. Of course, the family was called to come and identified. Bennette Chenene, in fact, was the one who had gone to that crime scene to identify whether those remains that were found there, skeletal remains, were that of his sister. And he was able to then identify through some clothing that were on those remains that it is the sister. But we understand that DNA testing still has to be done to confirm indeed whether this is the body of Nomvula Chenene. But the suspect, we know, he was living in a different area from Orange Farm. He had moved from Orange Farm together with his partner. They were staying in Everton, and that's when the partner then gone to the police in Everton to alert them of this incident. It happened 3 months ago, and of course the question was, why was she coming to the police only now to give them the information? And we understand that she had herself received death threats from the boyfriend, and that's the reason why she then went to police to report this particular incident. But I just want to just quickly speak to some of the gender activists. The case has not started yet. In fact, we've just been told that it's going to be enrolled in a court 2 here at the eNCA Magistrates Court, and of course it's still very confusing as far as the real identity of this suspect is, because we understand that he kept on changing his names, and so it was a bit difficult for officials to pinpoint exactly his real identity. We understand that he had 2 identity numbers, and so they had to take fingerprints to try and ascertain his real identity. But I want to speak to a gender activist here just to get a sense of what it is that they are saying here in court. Thank you very much, Baba, for your time. Just take us through, of course, we see that you're here outside court. What is it that you're coming to say here in court? What are you hoping for?
We are here, greetings to everyone. My name is Cyril Lengatsa. We are here to say no, we are here to say enough is enough, This is not the first time that you see us appearing in court, whereby one of our LGBTI people has been murdered. So we are coming here to court to say to the magistrate, you can't give this perpetrator a bail, where else we are still outside crying and fearing for our life.
So do you believe that this was in any way related to the fact that Nomvula was a member of the LGBTQI community? In fact, she was a proud lesbian who lived a life in that community. Do you think that this in any way is a hate crime?
Without any hesitation, it is definitely a hate crime, for the mere fact that she was coming from where she was coming from having fun with her friends, and then that person found an opportunity because of she knew quite well that Nomvula is one of our lesbian sisters. That's why he took advantage of murdering her.
So, do you think that the issue of hate crime is still a big issue in our society? Just looking and reflecting back and some of the crimes that have happened, of course, and as you say, that you believe that this is also related to hate crime.
Indeed, it is true that the issue of hate crimes in our country is still escalating, and more especially when you look into Valley, we are always crying. It's less of our sisters and brothers that we have been burying. They've been murdered in terms of hate crime. So indeed, South Africa is still having a long way to go to fight this issue of hate crimes upon LGBTI people.
And you have already said that you want to ensure that he does not get bail. But in terms of the case itself, what are you hoping for in the long term? What sort of a sentence do you think could be a deterrent for such a crime?
Indeed, we want him to be given multiple lifetime sentences in a manner of which our sister has been found in a situation that she had an audacity to open a hole inside a shack and murder our sister. So we are hoping that they will give him multiple life sentences. Again, stressing also for the fact that there are some other pending cases that he has been having before. So now we are saying to the magistrate, enough is enough. This guy doesn't deserve to live in the community.
So do you believe, you just said down that there are other places that he was living in, do you believe perhaps that there could be more victims in this particular case, given that he kept on changing his address and apparently wherever he was, he would then pave his room with cement?
According to how he has been doing things, believe you me, we may not be surprised to find out that we do indeed have other cases, we do have other victims that he has been murdering. For the mere fact that his wife or so-called girlfriend was able to go and open a case because of fearing for her life. So it simply means there are some things that we are not being told. So someone out there is not telling us the entire truth. So we need him to also confess. If he's got other bodies, he must just come out here and confess to us.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us. Well, that was just one of the gender activists here, of course, quite concerned about what has happened here. They believe that this is hate crime. It's linked to the fact that she was a member of the LGBTQI community. And of course, we're going to hear, as far as court is concerned, Fundo, but what we do know is that this is a 34-year-old suspect who's due to appear here in court. He was arrested over the weekend after the police had located the skull when the partner had then taken the police to that particular shack where they'd moved already to show them exactly where this body was buried. So, of course, he will be facing murder charges, but as far as other charges that are related, I guess we'll have to hear from court how this will all unravel.
All right. Thank you very much for that report, Mandoba. That was eNCA reporter Mandoba Mchunu bringing us the very latest from that case.